time. We're like, oh my gosh, it's showtime. What happened? Anyway, this is our sort of kind of maybe holiday show. As you can tell from the keep it going.
Welcome to Salty Sisters Holiday Show. It's the holiday special, jazz hands.
It is. Hi, everybody. We are, if you haven't know, oh God, I can't even speak. If you don't know, we are the Salty Sisters. And we're going to be talking about unwrapping nightmare situations. Like if you've ever gone to a holiday party and, you bring a gift, and we're going to talk about that. That's one of our scenarios. And you re-gifted a gift, and the person who gave you the gift is at the party.
Oh, yes. We're talking about sticky situations at the holidays and how, well, we've got some scenarios in line here for you. And we're not here to offer advice so much as to just talk about.
Just to dish about it. That's what I want to do.
Handle it?
I want to dish about it. So I am the freaking fabulous cat Corchado. If you don't know me, you should. And if you don't know Yvonne, you should. So you need to follow both of us, just saying. And I'm a little salty today. I'm just going to say.
I like it, girl.
And I'm the host of the Sisters in Service podcast. I am most proud of the fact that I am a military veteran. And I'm also the founder of Small Space Pilates. Miss Yvonne.
This woman will, which way do I point?
That
oh
way.
My gosh. This way? Do I have it now?
Am I pointing to you?
No. This woman will kick your butt in the very nicest way, and you should go play with her. I am Yvonne Marchese. I am an age agitator, and I am the host of the Late Bloomer Living podcast, because I think we're all late bloomers in some way, shape, or form in our lives. Even if you got it all figured out over in this section of your life, you may need a little work over here. So, so that's what I'm talking about over there. And I'm really talking about aging playfully and accepting yourself. Like, really, let's go with all this. This is fabulous stuff we got going on here. We're just hiding it and
well, we think we have to be adults. Adulting is hard and it's boring, and I don't like it. So why don't we do things?
I'm getting all kinds of light on me. I hate adulting.
Adulting's hard.
Yes.
So if we can do something that brings a little light, a little levity, a little fun, why not?
Why?
Right?
Not? And really, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready to jump into a scenario?
I don't know. I'm a little scared of these scenarios.
So this scenario has actually happened to me.
Oh.
So you are at a holiday party, could be at home, could be at work, and a heated debate starts over a political topic.
Oh, geez.
Who
hasn't been there?
Into a full-blown argument. Oh, this is at home between relatives.
That's where it tends to happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tend to just walk away. I'm like, let them handle it. I'm going over here.
Yeah.
I think I hear the wine calling my name. So
oh, I think I spilled something on myself. I have to step away for a minute. Excuse me.
I know. I'm going to the bathroom, and then I get my coat, and I'm like, I'll see you. They're like, where'd you go? Oh, I thought it was time to leave.
That's when I wish I smoked cigarettes, because I just went out to have a cigarette.
But that's really hard. I mean, I think there should be ground rules. I really do. If you know that there are two relatives coming, one, you could not invite them, which would be really rude. But two, say, okay, I'm going to invite you to, but you cannot under any circumstances talk about anything political. So when I'm in mixed company, I don't talk about politics, and I don't talk about religion, period, ... I just don't. So the fact that it's happening in your family and it happens all the time, that's a problem.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great rule for, like, holiday get-togethers, but then I have to say I'm a little conflicted, Kat, because I think we need to learn how to talk to each other about this stuff, and honestly, I mean, look at all that light. Honestly, you know, there are people in my family that I really do have problems talking politics to, and I want to know how to talk to them about it without it
Mhm.
getting heated or crazy. And honestly, I just don't have the answer to all that. But I don't think it should be off limits either, because then how do you come to understand each other? How do you bridge the gap, which is
Mhm.
so huge right now? But anyway, that's a
Well, I
bigger
think one of the
question.
things that I've learned in adulting
Mhm.
is, understanding that it's okay to disagree, number 1. Number 2, that, that you hear your side, you hear the other person's side, and you agree to disagree. Okay, that's why I don't talk politics or religion, because someone has to be right and someone has to be wrong, and that's not
Mhm.
necessarily true.
Yeah.
I heard this is a great way to end an argument, I think. So if you've ever been, talking to someone like, no, that's not right, blah, blah, blah. I'm right and you're wrong, and you're like, well, you're right. And maybe I'm right too,
Mhm.
or I forgot it now. It just left my brain. I hate adulting. I'm just going to say. So it was there and it goes, oh, bye. And it just left. But
Yeah.
you have to find someone has to be that person that steps in. And if you can't be that person, then have someone policing the area, not a police, but someone in your family that with a sense of authority that says, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
And don't under any circumstances sit them next to each other during dinner. That's a big old fat no. Just no, 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 and no, no. All right. Are we
Uh,
ready to go on to our next one?
yes.
Okay. So I talked about this one when we first started the live stream, and I don't know how rude it is to regift. I don't know if it's rude. Is it rude? Is it not? I don't know. I don't know the answer
We
to that.
all do it. Come
But
on. Is
I
it
was at
rude?
a
Maybe,
party.
but,
I was at a party. Oh, and then see, oh my God, it doesn't want to stay on my head. Is that like a sign? There. Um, and I want to say it was a family gathering, and they were opening gifts, because you open gifts during, on Christmas Eve. And someone had regifted a gift to someone else in the family, but the person who gave them the gift originally was there and recognized that and their eyes got really, I was like, oh no.
yeah.
That look that,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
So have you ever been the
Uh,
regifter?
I have not. I've been pretty good about regifting in situations that I I haven't regifted it in a situation where the person had gifted it to me,
Mhm.
but I have regifted. I confess.
I can't remember
Have
if
you regifted?
I don't know. I can't remember if it was I don't think I have.
And usually when I regift, I will say this, when I regift, it's usually more something like I'll bring something as a hostess gift
Mhm.
to
Oh, yeah,
some,
yeah.
so it's not like a full on Christmas gift
Right.
or birthday gift that I'm regifting, because then I got guilt. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But
And
if
then it
I
shows
just,
on your face. I hope
yeah,
you
and
like them.
if I just want to bring a little something, they're hosting a
Mhm.
party, and I'm like, oh, and I didn't get a hostess gift. That's when I go into
Yes.
my little tub
Little
of things.
collection.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
here's
me.
another scenario about gifting. Have
Sorry
you
for the.
ever shopped for a gift and you put some thought into it, okay? You
Mhm.
didn't just go, Oh, I'll buy them some gum and wrap it up. Okay, you put some thought into it. You give them the gift. They unwrap the gift, and they're kind of like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah, yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
it's nice, thank you." And you're
I
like,
wish I
"Wait,
was a better
what?"
gift giver, actually, and, that has happened to me a couple times recently, and I'm like, I thought and I shopped for a while for them,
Yeah.
and I finally found the thing,
Mhm.
and, it was a it was a nice response, but I knew I didn't hit the total sweet spot, you know what I mean? And it's very I feel like it's very rare that I really hit that thing for the person where they're like, "Oh," and but my sister-in-law I have 2 sisters-in-law, they're so good at
Mhm.
finding me things that I'm, like, truly delighted with, you know?
Yeah, I think it
They're so
depends.
thoughtful.
First of all, it depends on the person. So if
Mhm.
I was buying a gift for you, I know you. I know how you are for the most part, because we've been hanging out in the same corners. But if someone buys me a gift, like if you go to like your in-laws and other relatives are there, and someone who you don't really know well brings you a gift, the
Mhm.
fact that they even thought of you, I think is very sweet. And
Yes.
for you to sit there and go, "Oh, thanks," I'm like, that's rude. That's really, really rude. For someone to buy a gift that's where I get stressed. Buying a gift for someone I have no idea what they
That
like.
is that's
You know,
hard.
like buying
Yeah.
an office gift for someone that, they work in accounting, but you know them, but you don't know them. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's, I just be gracious,
Yeah.
just be gracious, just say thank you so much. And you never know what it is. And you open it up. And I've done this before. I've opened up a gift. I was, oh, that's, thank you very much, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of sit in the corner. And then one day you're doing something, you're like, "Oh, I can use that gift for," not to re-gift, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've done that
Absolutely.
before,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's hard. I just think being gracious and smiling, I think is just the best way to
It
do
goes
that.
a long way in all situations.
Yes. Okay,
Mhm.
here's another scenario. I saw this on.
Actually, can I go back to that political thing?
Sure.
Smiling and turning something into laughter, if at all possible, goes a long way. You know what I mean? Graciousness and yeah, just appreciating that they have a point of view that yeah, anyway.
Well, I
Let's
think
move
what's
on.
important on that one is
Yeah.
I think that works if you get them to before they get to the point where they're loud voices, they're
Yes. Oh,
no,
that's true. Yeah,
yeah,
it's hard to
yeah.
dial it back
They're like,
from the
"Oh,
full
you
blown.
guys are, really going at it," and then they actually go at it. So then you're like, "Oh, crap."
Well, that didn't work.
All right. So here's one. I saw this on Don't Hate Me. I think was it The Real Wives of something, like, years ago.
Uh-huh.
Years ago, or you might even see it on a soap opera, okay?
Okay, okay.
So, you're at a get together for Christmas, and let's say you're my sister, and I'm about to announce that I'm
Oh.
pregnant, okay? Not
Mm.
really, guys, this is pretend. If I get pregnant, I'm gonna be really, really rich, I'm just gonna say. And you know this, but before I can make my announcement, you and your significant other stand up and say, "We're getting married."
Right.
Or no, "We're engaged." Okay.
Mhm.
And it kind of takes that thing away.
Takes the oomph right out of
Yes.
it, doesn't
It's
it?
like, how do you I've never been in that situation. Have you been in that situation?
No, I haven't, thank
Yeah.
goodness. No. No, that's rough though.
I think so. Unless the only
Especially if you know ahead of time. Like, if the
yeah,
person that's just
yeah.
that's just mean and
That's I think
wrong.
it is. I think it's mean.
Yeah.
And I think you wait for another occasion
Mhm.
to spring the news.
Yeah.
Because then there's 2 things. You don't take away anybody's thunder, and there's 2 things to celebrate in the family.
Yeah.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right?
Yes, ma'am. What else you got there? What kind of
Okay. So we're at a family gathering, and someone in the family's had just a little bit too much of the spiced eggnog and accidentally spills the beans on a long held family secret that shocks everybody.
has that happened to you?
No.
No.
All my secrets are out there. I'm just going to say. But I thought this was interesting. It's like, because it affects everybody in the family,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it's like, what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to, because they're like, the person who is inebriated clearly is like, oh yeah, blah. And not only do they spill the secret, they give details, you know, and the family secret might be someone had an affair with someone else and no one told anyone else. And
Mm. Have you seen August Osage County? Yeah, things didn't go so well.
yeah, it doesn't go well. But I mean, what would you do in that situation? Give me your take on it. What would you do?
Um, mm,
You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. These are hard.
They are
Uh,
hard.
these are hard. Like, what do you do? And how do you know until you're in it? A long held family secret. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I guess it would depend on who in the family it affects. I would
Mhm.
probably, if it affected somebody in the family in particular, and they were really upset by that revelation, I would probably try to be with that person
Mhm.
and give them a hug and try to say, hey, i'm I'm really sorry that this happened, and you know just try to give them love. You know what I
Well,
mean?
clearly someone's gonna be very upset.
Yeah.
No, or maybe more than one person's gonna be clearly upset. And I wouldn't know what to do. Like, I've been in a situation similar to this, and, you just sit there and I kinda just watch. I don't say anything. I'm like, "Oh my god," all this other I just say nothing
Yeah.
because, it's family. It's not my immediate family, but it's family. But I think it's best to just step back and not say
Mhm.
a word and talk about it incessantly after the fact. I know, right? I mean, it's just like, ugh.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
here's one that's probably happened to a lot of people. You are in charge of the Christmas dinner or the holiday dinner. You got all the things, you do all the things, and you burn the not roast it a lot. It's okay. What's that movie with Chevy Chase?
Oh,
The Christmas movie where
yeah. Family
where
Vacation?
yeah,
No.
Family
Family
Vacation. No, is it that
one
one
of
where they
those.
yeah, and they cut the bird and it goes like that. Has that ever happened to you?
It actually makes me think of a Christmas Story where the dogs come in and steal the turkey off the
Oh,
dinner.
that too. Yeah, that actually happened when I was in the military.
Yes.
It was one of my, supervisors, and so the higher enlisted people would bring the turkeys and the meat, the middle enlisted would bring a dish, and then those that were single would bring, like, utensils and drinks and stuff like that, right?
Mhm, mhm.
So, he's at home, all of a sudden we get a phone call, he has 2 Great Danes, 2. He takes the turkeys out of the oven because the phone is ringing. Now keep in mind, this is before cell phones. He
Uh-huh.
puts them on the counter to go answer the phone, comes back, and both turkeys are gone.
Oh my gosh.
And those dogs
My
are having a
dad ate a
good old
whole
time.
chicken. My grandmother made a chicken dinner
Mhm,
for the family. This is like family lore. And
mhm.
my dad came home from work or something, saw the chicken sitting there on the, ate the whole thing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yeah,
never
and he
lived
was
it
like,
down.
"I'm gonna go buy turkey," he had to go buy a cooked
I don't know
turkey
what they
because
did, but
I don't know, 'cause remember back in the day when on Christmas Day or even Thanksgiving, nothing was open except some little gas station food
right.
mart, right?
Suddenly you're in the Chinese restaurant and they're cutting the head off the duck. It's smiling at me.
No, it's like,
Um,
what do you do?
yeah, well,
You
here's an
know?
alternative. Okay, so you've got, like, family tension between a couple of members, and maybe you get the text chain going ahead of time to say who's bringing what.
Right.
And then one family member says, I'm baking a couple of pies. I'm baking apple and pumpkin.
Mhm.
And like the text chain goes on, and then the other person says, "Oh, by the way, I'm bringing apple and pumpkin pie." And the first person's like, "I said I was making pumpkin and apple
Pumpkin
pie,
apple pie, yeah.
but whatever, bring it."
Yeah.
These are like
Then
the
you
things.
have, like, 4 apple pies, 3 pumpkin pies, and that's it. Like, "Wait, how did we get all of this?" But
Oh.
I've heard of this situation before. I mean, you could I guess it's gonna be a vegetarian holiday dinner, you know? I mean, what else can you do? You can't cook a turkey in an
Right.
hour or 2, you can't unless you have a ham, so a lot of people have turkey and a ham. You'd be like, "Hey, it's gonna be that kind of a Christmas," you
Oh,
know?
man.
Um, I would ne how okay, here's a question. Would you admit to burning the turkey?
Oh, yeah.
Would you?
Oh, yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say there was a little accident and we're not having turkey. That's all I would say.
No, I would definitely cop to that for sure. Yeah. I'm the one who leaves, like, I've burned rice, to the point, like, when John was in grad school and I was home with my oldest, who was just a baby at the time, I was getting dinner ready for when he'd come home, and I put some
Mhm.
rice on and promptly forgot about it because I went to go do some work or be with the baby or whatever, and
Yep.
the next thing I know, smoke is billowing out of the kitchen, and and he came home to, all the windows were open and smoke
Open.
was literally billowing out the window when he came
Oh my
home.
gosh. Okay, can I tell you a real life real this actually happened to me. So, my mother always made turkey, ham, she did the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
I invited my family over for I think it was Christmas dinner.
Mhm.
So, turkey was beautiful, blah, 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 all the things. And my mother goes, "Did you stuff the turkey?" And I said, "Well, no, because we always had our stuffing or whatever you call it, because I know there's a whole debate on this, stuffing
Stuffing
or
goes in the
dressing."
birds,
Yeah.
dressing goes on the side. Mhm.
And she goes, she goes, "Did you stuff the turkey?" And I said, "No." She goes, "There's something in the turkey." It was all
All the parts.
the bits. Cooked it cooked beautifully, by the
I
way.
was gonna say, it's all part of the turkey anyway, unless there was some plastic in
Cooked
there.
beautifully.
Were they
But,
wrapped in plastic? Because that's a problem.
um, I can't remember. I just know that all the stuff
A
was
lot of
cooked.
times they'll put them in there in a paper bag, and you're probably
Mhm.
fine in that case,
I
right?
think it was a paper I it
Because
was
you
a
just had
paper
extra
something, yeah.
juice and,
Yep.
yeah,
So,
you're fine.
yeah, that did happen to me. But, I mean, it's not horrible, but I will tell you this, not a Christmas thing, but I remember, my husband who I call him a chef. He says he's not a chef, but I call him a chef because he does amazing things with food. And I go, "How do you do that?" So I was bragging about my chili, bragging about my chili. And he goes, "Okay, make some chili." So I made some chili and it was so thick that you could put a spoon in it and it would stay. And I'm like, "Wait, why?" And you know how somebody eats something and they go, "Oh, thanks," and I was like, "It's horrible, isn't it?" He goes, bless his heart, he goes, "It's not good."
You're making me think of Bridget Jones' Diary and the soup turns blue and
I'm like, "I'm so sorry."
oh my
So,
goodness.
yeah,
Yeah.
embarrassing situation. Not Christmas
Yeah.
related, but cooking related. Alright,
Yeah.
let's go to another scenario.
Okay.
So
I'm quaking in my boots.
so you're at a family gathering, let's say you know, everyone's coming to your house,
Uh-huh.
okay? And
I'm
you
already stressed, by the way. That scenario right there is enough to send
you're
me
like
right over the edge.
and you've invited your current boyfriend who's already there,
Uh-huh.
and your ex shows up.
Dun,
Who
dun,
Yeah, who
dun.
was invited by someone else in the family
Your
who had no
mother.
idea
Oh,
that you
oh.
were broken up and was with someone new. Ew,
Oh. Oh. That's awful.
right? This is the kind of crap that happens. I mean, I was
Oh.
looking up scenarios and stuff, and I was like, "This is a thing? This really happens?" I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
"Wow."
Wow. Yeah, awkward.
It's for real. I mean, just you're like, "Wait,
Uh,
what?" So I think for me, I would I mean, having them leave is just that just puts a whole damper on everything, don't you think?
I guess it would depend on how it ended and how long it's been.
Oh, so you wanna get into the deets. Is that what you're
Well,
saying?
yeah, everything is relative and
Okay,
hey,
just
all
the
this stuff
scenario.
is life is in the
Just the
details,
scenario.
girl. Life
Just
is in the
this.
details, cat. That's what I'm saying. So if it's a really recent breakup, if it was really like not a happy breakup, you're not going to be friends afterwards. This is like
Mhm.
done.
Yeah.
I would be like, this clearly there's been a misunderstanding here. And,
Mhm.
you know,
Would you ask the person to leave?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Even though they were invited by someone else?
yes, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, if it was really awkward, if it was really like I'm thinking of a particular boyfriend.
Mhm.
Um
Got it.
Yeah, if funny thing is though, nobody in my family would have invited that boyfriend to dinner because
Yeah,
I didn't see it on the wall until it was
yeah.
until
Well, I think the other thing too is, if it's someone who can come and have dinner and be civil,
yeah. In that
okay,
case,
fine.
then yeah,
But
see,
if it's someone
detail.
that you know is gonna cause trouble, you're out. I
Excuse me. Oh my goodness,
Bye.
right.
See you later,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? But
Yeah.
I would okay, here's the salty part of me. There's a part of me that even if, this person was we had a bad breakup, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I
Do
wanna
I know
say
what you're gonna say? I
I
wonder if
would
I know what you're gonna.
flaunt
Yeah,
my relationship in front of them.
I
I
had a
would.
feeling
I so would. I
I
just
had a
would.
feeling
I'm
that's what you were
sorry.
gonna say, yeah. Mm. What do they
Right.
say? Living well is the best revenge? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It is.
Mm.
You know,
Put your arm around the new guy,
yeah.
snuggle up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I used to date him, but, it didn't last. And then cute. "Oh, this is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it didn't last. Okay. See ya. Nice to see you. Bye." You walk away. So mean. Isn't that mean? Maybe not, but I just that's a little part of me that would be like, "Yeah,
I like that little salty part of you.
I did too."
Life
Because
is too boring to not be salty a little bit. Come
it's
on.
just, and then after the party, I would have a serious conversation with the person who brought him. Just saying. Now, if it's a family member, that's a big problem, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
Um, there goes hold on, hold on, hold
Oh,
on.
Brady. What's going on, Brady?
Okay, I want y'all to hear this. Hear this. That's my dog.
Is there
Oh,
something going on that has got him riled? Or is he excited?
he can't hear squat. He's 15, but he's barking at his own shadow.
Do you wanna pick him up? Let's show everybody Brady. Maybe that'll help him.
Not finished.
So, just so y'all know, Brady is the cutest little thing with little we call him slipper feet. He's so fun. Oh my goodness. Brady, what's going on? He can't hear me. I just realized I'm talking to a dog that can't hear me. Hi, Brady.
This is my puppy.
There he
Hi.
is. There he is. Hi, Brady. Hi.
He hates being picked up, by the way.
Does he? Oh my
He
gosh,
hates it.
that's so
See him,
funny.
he's like, oh my God, get me down, get me down.
He's adorable. Yeah, I've never seen you pick him up before. There you go. That explains it.
Because
He's adorable.
I love him, but he's one of those, I call him, you know, the old back in the day, an old guy would be, living next to you or in the neighborhood, and he'd be like, get off my
Off
lawn.
my lawn.
That's Brady. His paws are up on the edge of the couch, and he's barking at people who are walking on the sidewalk. Like, get off my sidewalk. He'll bark at people in the hallway. What are you doing in my hallway? I go, Brady, this hallway doesn't belong to you. But he'll bark. He's like, what are you doing here?
My dog
Sorry,
growing
Dad,
up was
Todd,
like
this is real
that.
life.
Sassy. She was like a
Mhm.
little thing. And,
Mhm.
if our back door was open and she could see people going, she would and then
Yeah.
but
Full of
then if you'd
attitude,
open
right?
the screen door,
Mhm.
then she's oh,
Oh,
me.
you're like
Never mind.
well, you know what he'll do? Like the doorbell will ring, he's barking. I open the door and could be a package, it could be somebody there, and he's still barking, only he's behind me barking. I'm like, okay, this isn't how this works. I'm just saying. Just in case you want. Do we need remedial dog training or remedial dog something? Oh man. Sorry guys, we kind of took a detour. Now we're back. Okay. All right. So here's another one about a boyfriend.
Okay.
Your current boyfriend, your family does not like.
Been
Okay.
there. Mhm.
So people start showing up, and your mom surprises you with her idea of the perfect date for you.
It's awful. It's so awful.
Oh, oh, look, honey, look who's here. And you're like, oh, what are you doing?
If she wasn't super, obvious about it, I would just, completely ignore the situation, I think. But if she was that out with it, "Oh,"
Mhm.
that I would probably leave. I would leave. If it was
What if
you
the
know
get-together's at your house? I'd still leave.
No.
I'd be like,
Oh, this
I'll
is
be right
all so
back.
cringy and horrible. Oh. Oh.
Oh man.
This is why people establish traditions like Friendsgiving.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, you
Yeah.
know?
Because I mean, your family's your family, but you love them, but sometimes you don't like them,
Right. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And
Happens.
especially if your mom made it she was very vocal about, and I've been to it. It wasn't my situation. I was invited to a party where this actually happened.
Really?
And I was like, oh, and the mother's like, well, I don't like him and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
It was really bad.
That
And
is next level.
her daughter, the one with the new boyfriend, um, took it she was just very calm about it, you know? 'Cause number
Wow.
1, you have to be. And number 2, her new boyfriend understood. He already knew about the mom, and, he took it very well too, and afterwards we were dishing about it and she goes, "Yeah, my mom does these type of things." And I'm like,
Wow.
but
Wow.
okay, so the story, is it called A Christmas Story? The one that he gets
The
the
one with Ralphie and
Yes,
the rifle will
right.
shoot your eye out. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Did you ever have a family? So we all have those families where you can open one gift on Christmas Eve. And my husband tells this story really well.
Uh-huh.
The gift was always pajamas.
Yes, that was our house.
Always
Yes,
pajamas.
always pajamas on
Always.
Christmas Eve. Yes.
However, did you ever get a gift like Ralphie got with the pink rabbit? Like, was
No,
it a
thank
bunny?
goodness.
Did
Yes.
you did you ever get it, and you're like, "Oh, let me take a picture so your auntie knows," and you're like, "Oh, no." I mean, back then it was probably okay because they were Polaroids or something else, but today, no, that stuff,
Oh, right?
you're like,
That
"I'm
could go.
posting this." Oh, no, then I'm going to jail.
I have a friend who sent me. I'm keeping this what's it? Oh gosh,
A
the
keepsake?
word. What?
A keepsake?
No.
No? Oh, that's not the word?
No. Sh she knows I'm doing she sent me this one picture of herself in a full-on Grinch outfit that
Oh,
was
wow.
like a head to toe
Yeah.
thing, and
Yeah.
it's hilarious, and I'm keeping it as ammunition. I told her, I'm
Bribery.
like, "I'm totally
Bribery
keeping this
works.
as ammunition for later."
Right? You're like, "You don't
Yeah,
know when I'm gonna need this, but
I
it
don't
will
know
come in
when, but
handy."
it could come
Yeah.
in.
We didn't do the whole pajama thing,
We did,
Christmas
but it was
Eve.
nice. They were always nice. It was either a robe or pajamas,
Mhm.
something like that.
Mhm.
It was fun. I mean, there was
Yeah.
no big surprise. It was
Yeah.
after a couple of years, you're like, "Oh,
Oh, yay.
surprise!"
Surprise. Oh my. How shocking. Pajamas. Did you have any scenarios that we didn't go over? Some of
What
those
about
some
what
of them
about
are
the
extreme, but these are things that
yeah.
can happen.
What about the stress, just like the stress going into family events where you know that there's always that one person who loses their chisel, like at
Over
any at over
over
anything.
anything?
And it's like, oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
You know it's
I would
like,
I would hire a babysitter. There would be so we would take turns in the family and say,
uh-huh.
"It's your turn to babysit uncle or auntie or whomever it is."
Mm.
And wherever uncle, auntie goes, you go. So it's
Oh.
like a babysitter. That's what I would do.
Oh.
Just saying.
Oh, there you go.
Mhm. Because
Oh,
it happens, and then you're like, "Well, what do you do in that situation?" If it happens consistently, get the babysitter. Just saying.
that's
Do what
such
you
an
gotta do.
interesting.
Pay them off, buy them something, get them an extra gift because it's gonna be well worth the effort, okay? You'd be like, "Oh, uncle or auntie, they ruined another one." Well, you let them ruin it because you knew this one.
Oh, that's so much pressure on the babysitter. That's awful. I would never wanna be the baby. There couldn't be enough gifts to,
No, I would be like, "Okay, I got paid to babysit. I'll pay you double to babysit." We'd be handing it off to each other. You're like, "I just made $200."
Oh my
So,
goodness.
before we go, what what other than the pajama tradition that you guys have, were there any other, traditions that you guys do during Christmas?
Mm. Well, I one of my favorite traditions, we have a couple in in my little new my family with my kids. We usually have cinnamon buns. Uh, every
Homemade cinnamon
yeah.
buns?
Yeah, yeah. Well, not actually we do have homemade ones now because my oldest is a good baker. So, so those are like real
So
homemade
when am I getting my care
deliciousness.
package?
But
Soon?
But usually my quick mom easy button thing for Christmas morning was to get the Pillsbury tube
Oh,
thing and
yeah. Oh,
boop,
yeah. It's
and
Christmas. Why not?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And we also have a thing, the pickle ornament. Have you ever heard of the pickle ornament
No, what's
tradition?
the pickle ornament?
So I forget where, if it's German or Polish or whatever. There, it comes from a a tradition that's culturally tied somewhere. But
Mhm.
we have a pickle ornament. It's not an actual pickle,
Oh, thank
um,
goodness.
but Christmas Eve, after the kids are in bed, we hang the pickle ornament
Mhm.
somewhere in the tree where it's
Mhm.
hard to find.
Mhm.
And they come out and they try to find the pickle. And the first one to find the pickle gets to be the first, open the first gift.
Oh, I like that.
So there's a pickle contest right at the beginning. And
Yeah.
what else? And I used to have to like close, and we have like doors that close off our thing. And so I would
Mhm.
like lock the
Lock
door from
it.
where the
Yeah.
kids, so
Oh,
the kids
yeah.
couldn't come in early and
Yeah, and they're like
scoping it out ahead of time. And we also used to do reindeer food. In addition to leaving cookies and milk for Santa,
Mhm.
we would create a concoction of reindeer food that came from, like, they would do the Christmas pageant at the church, and there would always be like little gold things that had fallen off the angel
Yeah.
halos from the
Yeah.
church. So I'd scoop them up and bring them home and mix
Mhm.
them up with oatmeal. And what else did we throw in there? Some glitter and some stuff like that.
The
And
reindeer.
we would take
Aw,
it
how
out and
cute.
sprinkle it out in the backyard,
Mhm.
and then on the patio, and then go sweep it up
Mhm.
before the kids, after the kids were in
Yeah.
bed and asleep and all that stuff. We would
Yeah.
sweep it up so that they had come and they had eaten the reindeer
Yeah.
food.
I think
So,
one of the I might have told you this story, but, when I was, I think 5, because we all know Santa Claus comes down the chimney, right?
mhm.
We were living on base in Michigan. We had no chimney,
Yeah, we don't have a
and
chimney.
I was convinced. I said, "Santa's not coming. He's not coming to this house." I was like, "He's gonna come." I go, "How's he gonna come? How's he gonna get in? He's gonna walk in?" Yeah, I was salty even back then. Um, so my mother was infamous for waking us up early saying, "Oh, Santa's come, blah, blah, blah." My mother did Christmas very, very well. And I don't know about you in your family, but the presents that were wrapped were from my mom and dad, and the presents that were sitting out were from Santa. Okay. I can clearly, we come out of our room and there's a landing where you can look down and there's the tree, it's all lit and all the presents. And I'm still skeptical. I'm like, oh no. Come down the stairs. And so you can come down the stairs. If you look so the kitchen was right there. And then if you look, the door to the house was right on the right. So I kind of do this, and the door was ajar. And I looked on the floor and
Ah,
there were footsteps going,
yay, mom. Well done.
oh, yes, I was convinced he found us. And I was like, oh my God. And then as I got older, and we're talking, my son was already an adult, and I heard about Elf on the Shelf.
Oh, no. Oh, no, I couldn't
But
get involved in that madness. No.
and I
Mm-mm.
thought, oh, what's that elf on the shelf? Like, oh, it's, da, 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 and, you watch the kids, make sure they're good. And I'm like, wait, I have to find a different place every time,
Nightmare.
you know?
No.
And how
And
do you
some
know
people
that
have
they're
so much
good?
fun with it. Like, I have a friend who fully embraced it, and she had fun doing it. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
yeah,
just
that
something
is
extra I
just way
have
too
to
much extra pressure.
do, right?
Wait. Bah, humbug.
Read my hat. Yeah, I didn't get it. I was just like, okay. Now the only way that would make it interesting if there was a camera in it, because nowadays you
Oh.
can tell the kids, all right, he's watching and I've got evidence if you do something wrong. And the kids will be like, because you know how you are as a kid, you're like, oh my God, oh, shh. You know how kids are. It's very cute. But I think the one thing that Peter and I do, we always have Christmas Eve, we do a seafood buffet. So we have all kinds of seafood
Your
for
favorite
Christmas Eve.
food. Yeah.
And then Christmas morning,
It's nice to have your own
cinnamon
chef, isn't
rolls,
it? Christmas morning cinnamon rolls? Yeah.
cinnamon rolls,
All right.
and mimosas.
Oh.
We
Mhm,
drink
mhm.
mimosas the whole I didn't know I liked mimosas until I tasted one. I was like, "Oh, yeah, this'll work."
Yeah,
This'll work.
mimosas were very big at, John's family gatherings
Mhm,
for Christmas and holidays for a while
mhm.
there, brunches, things like that.
And they're
Mimosas played
really
a big part.
good,
Mhm. They're
especially if you
tasty.
put a lot of orange juice in there. Oh, not orange juice, the other stuff, the
Bubbly.
sparkly stuff, the bubbly. Oh my gosh, look at the time.
Oh, how's it
Miss
happen?
Yvonne, would you like to tell people about your podcast and, what's coming up
Sure,
for you?
sure. So it's late bloomer living. We're rethinking what it means to get older. We're taking charge and having fun with it. And the next episode actually coming up soon. I've got some good episodes coming up. Let's just leave it
Mhm.
at that. Let's just say. And some fun some good stuff coming up for the holidays and around the first of the year too. I have somebody coming on the first of the year to talk about building habits and all kinds of fun stuff. So,
There's a lot to talk about,
yeah.
because and here's the thing, when you've been in midlife is a long time.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of things that you've done prior to midlife, and there are a lot of things left to do in midlife. So enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Let's have some fun, people.
Let's have some fun, people. I'm like, really? So I think for me, on my podcast, I have a Why Not Wellness podcast coming up on Tuesday. And I'm going to be talking about how is it that those people that saved their money, they maxed out their 401k, they did all the things, right? They have $1 million in invested in somewhere. Okay.
Mhm.
They've done all the things, except they did not take care of their health.
Mhm.
So now they have all this money, but guess what they're spending on it? They're spending it on their health, all the
Yeah.
things that they have to do. And so I find that fascinating. I've read so many stories about this, and I said, I have to do an episode on this.
That's a fantastic that is such a good topic. I look at taking care of myself as my extra health insurance
Right?
policy,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
I frankly, I am not the person with the $1 million in the bank.
Yeah. Me
I
neither.
have not accomplished that, but I figure I do have control over what I do every day to try to take care of myself. And
Mhm.
still stuff could still go sideways. You never know, but
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
going to do everything I can
Mhm.
to have my little health insurance policy, which is, as Cat Corchado says, keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Keep it
I
moving.
also, if you don't mind, Yvonne, I want to talk about my 11-minute fitness challenge coming up in January.
Yes.
It's going to be January 21st through the 25th,
Okay.
11 minutes of working out for 5 days.
Awesome.
So something you'll see other stuff coming up about it, how to sign up for it. It's completely free. You need no equipment, body weight only.
Love it. And we did an 11-minute challenge together.
We
So
did.
maybe when this gets posted, I'll try to remember to go in and link to that original 11-minute thing so you get a preview of what Kat's going to do.
Mhm.
And she is awesome. So, yeah, be here in January for that. And Kat is also going to be on my podcast in January.
I am. Yes,
Yes,
I am.
ma'am, you are, you
Wait.
are. You have lots of stuff going on,
Lots
lots
of
of good,
stuff going
exciting stuff.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, when's our next Salty Sisters?
Speaking of January, our next Salty Sisters, it's the first Friday of the month is when you can find us at noon Eastern time. We are here every month, first Friday of the month,
Mhm.
and that in January, whoops, spam. That in January is going to be January 3rd. So right after the new year, we can talk about, maybe we'll talk about keeping it moving. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
talk
our
about
January
a gift that
topic.
really
Yeah.
wasn't a gift that you're like, "Ew, who gave this to me?" Oh man. So this has been great. I hope that everyone has an amazing holiday. And what I want you to think about is you're going to have maybe this scenario, any of these scenarios can pop up. Okay. Maybe you have that uncle that gets upset with you. Maybe you have that argument between two siblings or two of your family members. What I want you to think about is sit back and watch it almost as if you're watching a movie. Because here's the thing is that there's going to come a time when that's not going to happen anymore because
Right.
those people are no longer here. And you're going to go, oh, I missed that. Don't you miss that? Now, in the moment, you don't.
Right.
And find those moments of perfection, those moments where you just go, at this moment, everything is perfect. So find the moment of perfection. And with that, the Salty Sisters are going to say, what do we say? Merry what and happy everything?
Peace out.
All right, guys, till next time. Bye.
Bye.